I said 25-8. I'm in the end zone. So are we excited? Are we excited for my man 25-8 in the end zone? YBN the mayor is making a comeback. How do you feel? Did you even realize he was even ever here? Are we feeling great? Ignorant song of 2022 that has been played and started the show. Did you even listen to it? I'm guessing the answer is no.
Welcome to Face of the Franchise. This is your host, Michael the Fair Shaduti. That is
just because I'm not okay. Just gonna move right past it. That's fine. I'm good with that.
That is my boy, Little Joe Oob. No, I'm not. I'm just gonna get the intros out because this is what I want to tell you. You bring these rap artists that I have no idea where you find them. Zero idea. Like you think you're plugged in like a goddamn fucking nightlight. Huh?
I think you have an idea or two.
Idea of listen, when you brought this song up, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, at the same time, I'm just like, you bring these underground rappers when I know for a fact you just listened to them maybe twice in your life, and then you just pick their best songs on their IG or their Spotify. So, I don't know.
First of all, this is YBN Neymar's lowest viewed song on YouTube of all time.
Is that historically factual?
Comeback.
Is that a factual statement?
That is a factual statement.
Well, listen, Joe. The reason why he has the lowest views.
Statement. This man can do millions. Gen Zs love him. All our Gen Z listeners, you know who I'm talking about. Big Y NBA Neymar guy was popping for about 6 months in 2018, maybe a little bit of going into 2019. Listen, man. Yeah, he's terrible. That song. if you don't realize, you know what? I'm on Tired Brain Joe, as I told you, so no bits really here for you. This is what I do every single show. If you haven't figured it out yet, I find the most ignorant song I possibly can, the least known song I possibly can, and try to get us canceled as fast as possible. Or rather, you canceled as fast as possible so I can finally take over the whole show.
At what point do I have to put my foot down and be like, hey, listen, I think now we just got to play some fucking Jason Aldean, because
no, I'm not. We're not doing that. We're never doing that.
At this point, we're getting dangerously close to a situation where you're gonna find a song that's in a different fucking language just because you like the beat to the song, and for some reason it says I'm gonna rape and pillage your family. That's just we're towing a line between that and this young boy thug bullshit.
Let's not forget, just so everybody's perfectly aware, when I gave you a Drake song, a simple Drake song to play, tell all the Face of the Franchise loyal listeners and new listeners what happened, dude.
What'd I do? I played it. Oh, you're talking about with the time I didn't
listen to it. Yeah. What am I talking about?
That's what happens when we have a budget, Joey. Sorry that I can't rip songs like I have to. I'm sorry it happened like that. I apologize for the budget. Jesus Christ, what do you think? We have endless money just because there's ads at the beginning of the show and during the show and after the show? Download, and subscribe so we can get money.
But we can afford Future from time to time. We can afford whatever top 3 Future song you decide to put out there.
Future has his own problems. Future, Young Thug, Lil Durk, they all have their own problems. Drake has lawyers. I can't go against Drake. Drake will take your wife.
Not in bit mode at all again today, so I'm just going to go ahead and stomp right on your thunder, my friend. You didn't even listen to the song, and you picked somebody's cousin's song that we have never heard of that went over the Drake beat. That's what happened.
Factual.
So this producer, this is why he shouldn't be full host of the show. This is why he should never, ever, honestly, have been co-host.
Maybe because I'm wearing 12 hats and you're there smoking and eating and pretending like you're a goddamn animal. That I'm over here.
I'm running a business out here.
I'm editing the video. I'm putting the video out. I'm tweeting. I put it on Instagram. No, all Joe has to do is
and
show
you know
up
what?
And
with all those hats I don't have, I can still take enough time to listen to the beginning of the episode.
Well, guess what, buddy? I don't. I have shit I got to do. I'm running 12 businesses. I'm over here like a goddamn single mom doing all these different things, just like Deshaun Watson. That's how you make a decision.
just like John Watson is what you're getting at.
No, well, I mean,
the reason why we've established it here, we're getting to know Newton more and more every single week. We've now established his backstory. He is just like Deshaun Watson.
When I read a story, I like a happy ending. That's a thing. He likes a different happy ending, But we both like happy endings. I enjoy a happy ending to a movie. He enjoys a happy ending to his cock. He enjoys women.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and pull you out on this one. I'm gonna pull you out of that 10
No,
foot
you
hole
like this
and
one.
go
You
ahead
like
and
this one.
say because there's
Anyways,
someone in a much deeper hole, and that is of course Dan Snyder.
Oh, you just
Dan
go.
Snyder.
I'm not even going to comment. You just go. I'm not even. This is ridiculous. We're talking about this sack of shit. Go ahead.
It really is, man. At this point, again, we kind of told him, put it on sit and wait status, but this man just straight up refused a subpoena from the Oversight Committee of Congress. Goodell, at least, had some shred of humanity left to show up to his. He may pretend like he didn't know certain people, and he may light his fucking face up, but at the end of the day, he showed up. This man, Dan Snyder, was out, this little fucking God's worst human being, not even human being, worst demon, probably child rapist, grandmother killer to ever walk this planet of Earth, that is Dan Snyder, is instead often somewhere in the middle of France, dude.
I mean, this is the situation. Dan Snyder and all these owners know one thing, that Goodell is going to try to protect the shield and all this different things. This is a good boys club. Let's be honest. Dan Snyder was never going to show up. If it was Jerry Jones, he wasn't going to show up. If it was anybody else, they weren't going to show up because that's just how it is. Listen, he is a bullshitter like Goodell, but Goodell is the face of the NFL in the sense of the front office and the league owners and all that shit. The Goodell bot. I mean, the South Park episode was true. The Goodell bot. The Goodell bot will go in front of what they need him to do, so he can protect the owners and the money that flows through his fucking precious little football league. And that's just how it is. I'll give him credit. I will give him credit. He did go and he did do what he needed to do. Yes, did he lie? Of course. I mean, I didn't expect this man to be truthful at any means necessary. But at the same time, if it was Dan Snyder, it would have been a litany of lies. Just a travesty to the human race in general. And I cannot believe we're talking about this man again. I just cannot wait for him to sell this fucking team. Even me, not a Commanders fan, just a guy who likes football, because it is just a disgraceful. It's just disgraceful. Like the fact that we're thinking about moving these fuckers to Dumfries, Virginia, or fucking God knows
middle
where.
of fucking nowhere, Virginia. I mean, it's again, you're hitting the nail on the head. This is by far not even. I mean, he obviously, besides being the worst owner of any business, let alone sports franchise, let alone anything of all time. I don't care. Name your episode of Bar Rescue. Name the business next door to you that you knew the terrible owner was selling coke out of it. I don't care. This is the worst business owner of all time, but not just that. This is the worst. You can't even call him a human being. Thing that is taking up space in this world to ever exist. That is Dan Snyder. He is disgusting. We need to bring the guillotine back just strictly for Dan Snyder. Off with his fucking head. I am tired of representing this team. Again, we're not going to talk about him again, dude. I promise. I promise. I promise. Until he is finally behind bars. Most likely, we'll see. Probably not, but
we're
still,
definitely not. We're definitely not going to see him behind bars. That's just. Yeah, there's no way. Like this guy just
they should put behind bars because it's illegal how good he is, dude. You know how because it's illegal how good he is. You know, the guy you're just like, no, not him. Who I'm talking about is Lamar, the best quarterback in the league right now.
Dude gets his rocks off.
Quarterback right now.
Didn't we have a discussion?
Still slinging, the arm is still strong. Slinging at 50 yards on one knee.
Didn't we have a discussion
last year? With his other hand, with his non-dominant hand, it was impressive.
All right, again, we had a discussion because we said it again and again, especially for our teams.
Cheers,
that you do not get a boner from workout videos. You, sir, just got a boner to a workout videos. Now, if you really want me, if you really want me,
I got a boner to a skill set video. To a skill set video.
Okay, here's the deal. Guess who threw 70 yards with his non-dominant hand kneeling? You want me to tell you that quarterback? Jamarcus Russell. That's what I thought. Okay, so that means an athlete can do athletic things. Ooh, great. That's awesome. You can throw 50 yards with nobody in front of you, and you can just throw whatever. I'm getting my rocks off. That's why I'm not getting my rocks off to any of these stupid-ass videos. Stop with the videos. Stop with the videos. Like, literally, this is, again, you can say whatever you want with Lamar Jackson with his video. Yeah, even the Steelers stuff. I don't like seeing those videos. I understand you're working out, but why do you need to show videos? I don't need to see it. Just fucking do it. Just do what you need to do. But that's it. Don't get your rocks off and tell me he's the best quarterback of all time because this dude's throwing 50 yards with nobody in front of him. He has a non-dominant hand. Fuck off. He gave himself a stranger last night. That's non-dominant hand bullshit that people are always talking about. There you go.
I mean, I'm sorry. Can you try to literally write a sentence right now with your non-dominant hand? Tell me how that goes.
By the way, I can use both hands. You don't know that about me, but I can use both hands.
All right. You know what? I grew like a smidge. It's not a lot, but grew a smidge more respect for you today. That's actually.
No, honestly, it's true. I was left-handed, and somewhere in between, like 6 or 7 years into my life, I switched to my right hand. But that's why
we have a fun Michael Farrow, the Shinooty fact.
Yep, ambidextrous. Yep, I can shoot with my left. I can throw a football with my right. I can kick with my left. I can switch hit. I can do hockey either way. So, yep.
Well, snaps for you. Shouldn't we take our hat off? No, we should take our hat off and pay respects to the man that is doing something that nobody else can do. Nobody else in the league can likely do right now. And that is throwing that one knee with that non-dominant hand. And,
all right, next.
So, just hats off to him.
Next. Aaron Donald.
Podcast, we all respect this man.
The best defensive player in football. Signs the highest contract.
I was going to see how long you would let me go for.
I would not let you go anymore. Aaron Donald, the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. Well-deserved, obviously. I mean, I love T.J. Watt. My heart is always going to be with T.J. Watt. But if you told me if I had to start a franchise right now with a defensive player, it is Aaron Donald. It is not even close. Dude is 31 years old. Dude already has more accolades than Lawrence Taylor and Reggie White and whoever you want to put up. The dude is the best defensive player in football. He is coming back for 3 more years. The dude just dominates, and he might get another ring. Who knows what the Rams got in store, but I'm very excited. I'm very happy he got his money. He deserved it. So,
also, but he's giving away money. He's literally pissing away money. And I guess, great for him. It's more like trust money in my mind. But Walmart heir Bob Walton is going to right now. Dotted lines have not been signed, but it is basically almost on paper. It's everything but paper at this point. It's a verbal agreement where Bob Walton, current Walmart CEO, will buy the Denver Broncos for $4.5 billion, nude, which will make it the largest purchased anything sports ever in history. Do you give a fuck? Could you care less?
No, it's just because like when you say the highest paid sports in ever, it's kind of like these contracts. Everybody's just gonna one up each other. At the end of the day, just say it's the highest paid contract of that of recent memory. Next, okay, beat that one. Next, whatever. Kind of like Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp signed the largest wide receiver deal, and deserves it as well. Dude comes off a triple crown. And then right behind him, Hunter Renfrow and Terry McLaurin. Your boy Terry McLaurin signs. Hey, congratulations! You guys finally did something right. You paid a worthy football player to stay on your team.
His money, Terry. Yeah, great.
Gary Terry, 3 years.
We made the correct decision for our franchise. So let's all clap. Congratulations, we figured out how to make the right decision.
Years of Albert Haynesworth.
Dan Snyder was in the south of France, so go figure.
That's kind of crazy. I told you what I thought about the signing. I said he got the money he deserves in the sense of where he was drafted, how he's become into this top wide receiver, even with a shitty quarterback. Listen, Carson Wentz is by far going to be the best quarterback he's played with. By far. And, it's not even close. Okay, you're going to tell me Heineke,
we do this every week. My
point is, it's 3 years.
And I would argue, what part of the season are we talking about with Wentz? Because if it's a September-October Wentz, I'm with you all day. But if it's a December-January Wentz, that's a different conversation.
Wentz has only thrown 6 interceptions. That's all I'm saying.
When those happen for me.
A couple of them happened in a game that he needed to win and got the Steelers to the playoffs. So I appreciate him. But at the same time,
I'm sure you do.
At the same time, I think McLaurin signing a 3-year deal proves one thing. You guys do believe in Wentz a little bit to the point where you want to keep both of them in play if Wentz is good. So, I mean, you're not going to start Sam Howell. Let's just put that on the record. A fifth round pick quarterback? No. I'm not a Sam Howell guy. I've never been a Sam Howell guy.
The Jordan security guard.
If Sam Howell is good, I wanted to put this on record now. You ready? I'll put this on record. If Sam Howell is good, I will eat the flatliner with no questions asked, anything. Sam Howell, if he's good. And that's a shake. You don't have to bet anything.
All right.
That's a bet. Sam Howell has good.
That is a certified Facebook
good.
franchise bet.
He has to start.
No going back on that. We have shook.
He has to be good, not start. Good. Like actual starting caliber.
What are we qualifying? Wait, because we're being so generalized and thin with this right now. Let's put some sort of like
that's
one
like
time
he's good enough. He's
one time
he's a good. Oh, okay. I was gonna give you less than that, but one time Pro Bowl is fine too.
Okay, all right. What are you gonna give me? let me.
I was gonna give you 5 years of 5-year starter.
Okay,
which is kind of, in my opinion, if you're a 5-year starter,
let's stick with Pro.
All right, one Pro Bowl, Bowl deal.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, I'm not gonna eat a flatline. Like that's just you're no way in hell Sam Howell is gonna start and be good. No fucking way. Like I would quit talking about football for years.
For the non YouTube viewers, which is pretty much everybody, continue with the Jordan security guard right now. You never know. Listen, man, we always have this conversation. There's no way this guy can do. There's no yes, he needs some time to get a much more accurate arm. He needs to go ahead and get used to the complex system that is the NFL and the system that he'll be in, which honestly is not that complex right now. But it's all this on top of this man. I'm not committed to this man. If he can commit the way I believe that he should and the way that a professional athlete should commit themselves, then I have no worries. But that is my thing with Sam, is he seems like, I'm going to go, he seems like he's just in it for the pussy. That's why he's always played football, was just to get laid. And, he ended up in the NFL. Like, he had no idea that happened. But if he can get focused and revise some things, you never know. So I'm fine with that. You're going to need a flatliner if Sam Howell makes a Pro Bowl. Do you have some sort of objection there? Did you?
Next.
No, what are we thinking on this rant here?
Next. I mean, hey, man, you're backing up your boy. I cannot. This is the weirdest backup I've ever seen in my entire life. But this is. I certainly went down a unique road. Yes. Because okay, listen.
Don't tell me he doesn't look like that guy though that just signed up for football to get laid.
Oh, 100%. He's a guy who is pretty enough to be the quarterback, had a nice enough arm. He's there. So
listen, this is totally a mid-off-season show. We are talking about Sam Howell. The fact that we're talking about Sam Howell, then we made a bet about Sam Howell, and then we got into depth as his character. It is mid-off-season right now, ladies.
All right. Well, the last big story, and then we can go into divisional breakdown, is the one and only Deshaun Watson coming to his settlement of 20 of the 24 victims or like defender or whatever. He settled. So he has 4 or 5 cases left. He did meet it with the grand jury a couple of times. He was found not guilty, but the NFL got to find evidence to find him for him to be suspended. All this shit. It's kind of like the Zeke situation, which I hope it's not, because I don't want to go through this whole thing. All this whole year, is he going to be suspended? This game, that game, blah blah blah. I just hope they suspend him, whatever many games, because he's for sure going to get suspended. Like, this is just a headache for everyone. I don't know how long, but he's a scumbag. I'm going to be
starting for the Browns when he and obviously
Jacoby Brissett.
Who?
Jacoby.
Hey, you know what? I've always been a low key Jacoby guy. Never been.
I will admit, Jacoby is the best backup to have in a situation like this, because I think, in my opinion, Deshaun Watson will see the field. Deshaun Watson will get off clean, because this is the NFL. This is not some typical bullshit. It's a rich person bullshit.
Yeah.
It's the rich person bullshit. You're rich, you can do whatever you want. I mean, look at No, I'm not even going to go there. I'm not even going to go there. I'm not going to even go there.
Look at Dan
Just
Snyder.
saying.
Everybody's able to. I'll go there. Everybody's
It's
able to
not
live above.
I wasn't going to do Dan Snyder, but you could do that. That's a good comparison.
I'll go with that. I got to figure out where you're trying to go. I'll probably be mad at myself because I'm sick of it.
Harvey Weinstein,
But
whatever.
at the end
I'm
of the
saying
day,
it. Harvey Weinstein and that sicko island. That's exactly where I was going.
Little Jeff Epstein and Harvey Weinstein, the top tier of terrible, awful, perverted scumbags. Thank God one's gone. We're waiting for the other. But no, I mean, exactly. These type of guys live in the NFL. You're exactly right, right? I mean, Dan Snyder is just in that same top tier as the rest. And then all these other players, the examples that they're getting, when you get to a certain level of success, you can be a Deshaun Watson. You can be these guys that can go ahead and have a habitual pattern of something that is against the law and get away with it. I am praying to God Dan Snyder and Deshaun Watson get their just due for our serious piece of franchise of the week, I guess. I am praying they get their just due, dude. I am hoping that finally justice is served, that something feels right in this country, and we won't go down that road either right now at all. But it is ugly as fuck, and it is disgusting, and it's just I wish we had the power to do something new. I really do.
I mean, at the end of the day, what can you do? It's just it is what it is. At the end of the day, we gotta move on. I mean, we hope the justice system comes alive, but let's just not worry about that now because guess what? It's the NFL offseason. Until there's news, I don't give a fuck. So let's go to our divisional breakdown.
Our favorite, of course, it is the NFC North preview for their 2022-2023 season. First up, we'll have Michael the Pharaoh Chanuti.
So if you haven't watched the show,
North looking for you this season, dude. What are you thinking? Who's winning? Who's coming in last? Don't be predictable.
I mean, it's gonna be predictable, but at the same time, let's be honest. This division is ran by one team. I will get to that team, but I do
honestly, this conference kind of is, but.
Oh, there's some dudes in LA and dudes in Tampa Bay that
they would argue against that. Fine, yeah. Fair. Well, in the regular season.
In the regular season, there's no team better. But we'll get to we'll get to that team later. So my team that is coming in last place, I hate to say it, is the Chicago Bears.
Really?
That wasn't predictable. I thought
that was a shocker. That was
really?
Okay.
Okay. Well, here's the reason why.
Maybe it's a long work day and the 10-hour workday brain beating down on me, but I genuinely thought you were going to start with the Lions. Go ahead.
So the reason why I have the Chicago Bears dead last is because they did nothing to help their quote unquote star caliber quarterback in Justin Fields. Whether you like the guy or not, I actually feel bad for Justin Fields. He has the ability, he has all this talent, but he's just on an island. They didn't do anything to help him in the weapons department. It's still going to be Mooney. It's still going to be Komet. It's still going to be old Jimmy Graham. The offensive line got worse. They lost their best guard in James Daniels to the Steelers. Their defense got worse too. Hakeem Nicks is not coming back. Khalil Mack got traded. Eddie Jackson is by himself on an island. Literally, this team got decimated by free agency, and then the draft comes around. They lost all their draft picks. So what do? They draft this wide receiver who's 28 years old to help Justin Fields. The dude only had 10 touchdowns. 10 touchdowns. Did you know that, Joe? That their 10th passing touchdown came in December? Ben Roethlisberger got his 10th touchdown literally 4 weeks. Like, that's crazy. Ben Roethlisberger, corpse, got it. And, I mean, listen, it's a new regime.
It's a rookie year.
Regime is new. They have a new coach. Eberflus from the Colts, defensive guy. They have a new GM, apparently an old offensive lineman in that position. So we'll see. But right now, it just does not look good. I have them at 4 wins. They'll be in the top 3 for a pick. They might go after, Young, maybe a little bit of maybe a D tackle or something. I don't know. But right now, the Bears look in shambles. I do not feel bad for them. They put themselves in this position. I'm so sorry, Chicago. I do ride with you. I love Chicago. It's just abysmal. It's just abysmal.
You name, I'm going to do our normal challenge of can you name 3 players on the defense, but can you name Instead, I'm going to flip it and reverse it. Can you name 3 players on the offense besides Justin Fields, David Montgomery, and Darnell Mooney? Go.
Oh, did I just? Oh, I forgot about David Montgomery. Clear Herbert, Cole Kmet, and
Wait, what was that second one?
Cole Kmet.
Okay.
And then.
Come on. Give me one more, dude. Give me a lineman, dude.
Hold on. You want a lineman? I don't know if I have a lineman in me.
Give me a lineman, brother.
Do I have a lineman in me? Or do I have a
No,
wide
you can still go any position.
Is Akeem Grant still there?
I'm looking. He is not, my friend.
Damn. Wow.
We got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
It's gonna kill
5,
me. What's there's no lineman that I know? I thought I knew some linemen.
3.
Fuck.
Give me 2. There is one lineman you should know.
Is it because he was an ex-Steeler? Is that why?
I believe so. No ex-Steelers on the starting lineup, at least.
Okay, who is it? Give me one guy. I don't know. Who's the guy you thought I should know?
I thought you should know either Willie Wright or Lucas Patrick.
Lucas Patrick. Yep, you're right. I should have known that one.
Yeah.
Who's the wide receivers?
So wide receiver, I'm going from first to last. At 1 is Darrell Mooney, obviously. 2 is currently Brian Pringle. Remember?
Damn it!
Remember?
I forgot Pringle signed it. There. Fuck.
I thought you would have gotten that one from damn sure. Tajay still existing out here.
Tajay Sharp, yeah.
Is still on a roster, believe it or not.
Wow.
Then next, Velvis Jones Jr., who
that's the rookie.
Okay. We got Daz Newsome, Deshavian Webster, Kevin Shaw, Chris Fink. Again, we haven't done cut yet, guys. It's the regular season. David Moore, Dante Pettis. Yeah, so nobody anyway.
There you go. Again, why they're going to be last place. So everybody is going to be shocked to have Lions at 3. But let's be honest. Those Lions were scrappy last year. The Lions almost beat the Ravens. They almost beat the Steelers. They almost beat the Rams. Like, they had some good games where they could beat some teams. Now, Jared Goff is mediocre as it gets. Sure, DeAndre Swift is a good running back. They do have Jamal Williams, who I think is really good. They added DJ Chark to that wide receiver core of Amon St. Brown and Khalif Raymond. They also have one of the better young tight ends. I mean, if you think about tight ends, he'd be top 6. TJ Hawkinson, I would say. Defensively, they're not too bad. I mean, they added, Aiden Hutchinson, who everybody likes, who everybody thinks is going to be good enough to be the number 1 overall pick. So we'll see. But in my opinion, I think this team wins 6 wins. I mean, they go up a little bit. They try to do what they need to do. Maybe they get a quarterback in next year's draft and they'll turn everything around. But right now, this is a good, solid young team. Offensive line is pretty good. I mean, Taylor Decker, is somebody that you need to always mention. I mean, the offensive line is good. Dan Campbell is a rally type of coach. People will rally behind him, and everybody plays for him.
We're big Dan Campbell guys at this podcast. We are pro Dan Campbell.
Very Dan Campbell guy. So, I mean, like, at the end of the day, dude, I don't know what you could say about this team. This team is going to have some breaks next year, the other way this time, and then adding some good players on the other end. Oh, don't forget, Jameson Williams was supposed to be the best wide receiver in the draft. Then the dude hurt himself. Then that's what the Lions did. They drafted him. So, I mean, if St. Brown and him are good, and TJ Hawkinson, and then you get a young quarterback behind Goff and DeAndre Swift, that's a pretty good offense to watch. That is a pretty good offense. In a weak NFC South or NFC North. I mean, Chicago Bears suck. The other 2 teams might be looking for a quarterback in 2-3 years. So
you're looking at a potentially, if the best on your radar right now, and potential radar, very possible radar, is maybe a wild card team. Are you talking long shot wild card?
You know what? I mean, I'm not saying wild card, but I'm going to say they're going to be in that hunt graphic for quite some time. They're going to be in that hunt graphic where the NBCs and the CBSs, I like to put 4 or 5 teams like in the hunt and like mathematically not eliminated.
Okay.
They'll be in there. They won't be eliminated quick like they did last year.
They're
So,
still, mathematically in there.
yes.
Or
But
you
there is
said, I don't know, you said so mathematically in there.
mathematically in there.
Mathematically in there.
So my next team is in there for me. I think it's a wild card team.
Wait. I got to do a challenge with you real quick on this one, too. And honestly, like, this is still going to be a super short show regardless, so I'm fine with this. Sure you are, too. Normal challenge. Name 3 players on the Lions defense. Besides, obviously, Aiden Hutchinson.
I just named Aiden Hutchinson.
I said besides him. We know Aiden. We know Aiden.
Why do I suck at naming defensive players on like these shitty ass teams?
We both expose ourselves on this podcast because
I know one is okay.
This is a bit on myself.
I don't know how to say his name, and I don't want to fuck it up. But he's a cornerback from Ohio State and starts with an O. But I don't know how to say it. Does that count?
First name is the name of one of our best friends.
Jeff. Jeff, I know it's Jeff, but I don't know the last name. I don't Okuraru or something like that.
It's Okuda, and if I mispronounced that, I apologize. But I think
I just did. I just butchered the shit out of it. I don't know how to say it. Oh, one is
did, but I corrected us. We're back on.
One is Anzalone. One is the Anzalone linebacker, the long-haired linebacker, Anzalone.
Yep. Okay, that's 2. I'll give you 2.
And then come on, you gotta give me Aiden Hutchinson. Come on. Like that's bullshit.
Can I just really, really quick tell me if anybody rings a bell, bro? Because I am struggling over here.
All right, let's try. Starting defense, starting 11. Like who's
starting
projected?
11, yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Starting at left defensive end is Romeo Okarawara. Starting left defensive tackle, Aleem McNeil.
Wait, are you left tackle? D tackle?
Yeah, left defensive tackle.
Okay.
I said left D tackle. All right, right defensive tackle, Michael Brockers.
Brockers, I do know.
Not right defensive tackle.
He was on the Rams team that was on Hard Knocks. I think he was the dude who didn't believe dinosaurs were real.
Oh yeah, okay. All right, I know him too.
If I'm
Aiden Hutchinson starting right defensive.
We knew him.
Julian, and I'm wondering if we have a brother situation with Romeo and Julian. I'm going to have to look that up. We cannot confirm, but Julian Okawara is our wide linebacker. Okay, middle linebacker, Alex Alonzo.
Alex, that's his name.
Yep. Short linebacker or left linebacker is going to go ahead and be Chris Board. Left cornerback or first cornerback is going to go ahead and be Amani Orari. Strong safety is going to go ahead and be Deshaun Elliott. Free safety is Tracy Walker III.
Tracy Walker, I do know.
They are vaguely familiar to me, too.
Tracy Walker, I do know.
And then we named Jeff Okuda.
Wow, dude, that is... Maybe 6 wins is a lot.
That's right.
God damn.
Listen, we're not perfect here. We are by no means, the stack guys.
I'm not supposed to know.
Boy. We're not like Kareem. We're not like Kareem. We don't have that visual, where we just see it and it's there. We don't have that visual memory by any means. But we are pretty good with our football stuff. Both of us are pretty goddamn knowledgeable. We know max 3 players. Legitimately, we know 3 players on that starting roster. Anywho, Minnesota Vikings.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like there's a situation in life and in football where you can't name everything. And that's the situation. Because the next 2 teams, you give me offense or defense, I will name you 3 players. Easy.
Oh yeah, easy. We both will. That's exactly
easy. And
because there's maybe 2 teams, maybe 3, if you really challenge us, in the whole entire league that we can't name those 3 defensive players.
I think in my opinion, it's the Lions.
Yeah.
The Lions defense, the Bears offense, and the Atlanta Falcons defense. After that, you give me offense or defense, I think I can do it.
Texans D?
I think I can name Texans D. Yeah.
We'll do it at the end of the show. We'll wait. That'll be a little surprise.
Wait, didn't we do it already? Didn't we do it already with Kareem and I named 3?
I don't think so, no.
All right, fine. We'll do
No, I
that
remember
for
that
the
type of
South.
game.
We'll do
No, but
that
I'm
for the
also
South.
giving you ample time to think about it too. So, but anyway, it's fine. Minnesota Vikings are third.
All right, Minnesota Vikings. I have them as a wild card team. They're gonna have 9 to 10 wins, whatever it takes to be the last wild card. They are my last wild card. Kirk Cousins is as above average as it gets in the sense of he's not an average quarterback. He's good enough. And let's not forget, if you take the last 2 years, and I hate to do this, but it's true. The last 2 years, the best wide receiver in football is Justin Jefferson. He has the most yards. He has the most completions downfield. He has the most catch rate in whatever radius you want. And touchdowns is the only thing he doesn't have. I think
I
it's
was gonna
because
say Cooper Kupp might have a little bit to say about
Cooper Kupp has a lot to say about it. But don't forget, Cooper Kupp had a monster career year last year. He had the triple crown. But Justin Jefferson has been right behind whoever was number one for the past however many years he's been in. 2 years.
2 years.
And then Adam Thielen is consistently somebody who's been good, who's never been wavered, but everybody wants to write him off. He's been great. He's been awesome. He's just been I just love Adam Thielen in the sense of a guy who just is always there and nobody really gives him respect. He just does what he needs to do. And then you have KJ Osborne
Keep
coming
going.
on.
I'm just grabbing a dip bottle. I'll be right back.
You have Irv Smith coming into his own, the newly minted next tight end, and then you have Dalvin Cook, top 3 running back, obviously when he's healthy. But even then, you have Alexander Madison right behind him, and then the defense, you have Harrison Smith, one of my favorite fucking players from Notre Dame, safety. He's good always, and then the corners got better. And then the defensive line got better. Don't forget the linebackers are good with Kendricks and all those players. Let's not forget how good this team is because the Vikings have a good defense and a good offense. Really, what they need is that just the offense to just gel and the defense to just gel, and they'll be fine. Will they go far? No. I have them losing in the first round to whoever they play against. But that's just a testament to how good I think the 3 juggernauts and the team that's in their division and the team in LA and the team in Tampa Bay. But Vikings, you know what? They do enough to make it to the playoffs. That's all that matters. So.
All right, and then I wonder
the
if
Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers, 13 wins, losing the first round, blah, blah, blah. Losing the divisional round because they had to bye, blah, blah, blah. Lost Devontae Adams, big loss. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Alan Lazard's going to be the darling of the fucking fantasy world. The Christian Watson, whatever. Fuck you. Aaron Jones, this. The A.J. Dillon, that. I'm just doing all this hoopla because it's just, if you have Aaron Rodgers, you're going to win enough games. That's it. And you have fucking Matt LaFleur, and the defense is still good because they signed J.R. Alexander, who I think deserved the money, and he did. And then you have all the players you have back. Zadar Smith comes back. So all that is great. I love it. Thank you.
Do you know what's the worst
13
thing?
wins, whatever.
This is the one year I'm not going to have them in the Super Bowl like I always fucking do. Like, since the birth of this podcast, I've always had...
They don't deserve it, dude.
The Green Bay Packers. And for 3 years in a row, and not this past year, but for 3 years in a row, my man went ahead and went all the way to the NFC Championship with home field advantage and blew it. The sad thing is this is going to be the year where I'm not on them, and they most likely do win just because I'm not on them, and that's just the curse of Joe. But it's just disgusting what this team does to its fan bases year in and year out. And not only that, but it's got to piss off, too, the Vikings, the Lions, and the Bears, oh my, because it's got to be so infuriating that you get stomped on and then to see them shit the bed. You feel a little bit better, like the AFC East probably feels a little bit better about it all because at least the Pats won the Super Bowl every year, or almost every year when they made
it. I mean, at the end of the day, like, this just proves again, Aaron Rodgers, whatever you think of him, it's just not a quarterback that's just going to win the Super Bowl or whatever. He has the one championship. He's okay with that, in my opinion. I think that's just what it is.
In my opinion, I do not have the Detroit Lions as last either. I was just shocked because I totally thought you were going to be predictable. This is actually not a shocker at all. This is probably why we want to do this one in the middle of all of our previews because this is just the most easy, predictable, no duh one. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I'm just going to kind of go ahead. And this is a Newt and Joe on the same page with division previews. Chicago Bears, for obvious reasons, just are a train wreck. They are basically doing their best impersonation they can of us currently, of my Commandos. It's just it is horrifying to watch, but at least it's not like the shit show over here in Washington. Coming up next, Detroit Lions. I do love what you're thinking, and I was on the same page. We're starting to curtail, and we're starting to line up here after years of doing the pod, dude. I really do think this is a sneaky wild card team too. If they're not careful, I think this is if the Vikings aren't careful, and they do let which some people may disagree with this, but I'm just going to come out and say I've never directly said this on the podcast, but to what I believe at this point is a team killer, and Kirk Cousins is a quarterback. He's not a man fit to lead a team. He's proven that year in and year out. You can point to any stats you want, but I think he's shown us what he is after 9 years at this point. If he's not careful with all the weapons he still has, with this disgusting defense that Kirk Cousins has, the Detroit Lions, Newt, I'm with you, could sneakily be, a 9-8, 10-7 kind of team that sneaks in here and shocks the world a little bit, and all of a sudden we're all praising Dan Campbell like the face of the franchise has been from the beginning of the hire. I didn't say with the Bears either. I got the Chicago Bears at a solid 3-14. I then go ahead and I got my Detroit Lions here, dude. I'm going to be a little kinder than you. I do think this is a bump up here. I do think what we're hopeful for is not going to exactly happen this year. I'm saying a 7, especially after going over that defense. That was kind of my point with all that, of why our wild card dreams may be a little crazy. I'm thinking a 7-9, or 7-10 sort of Detroit Lions team here with a little bit of hope going into the 2023-2024 season. Minnesota Vikings. I mean, I kind of said my piece on that. I think that, again, it's just making sure Kirk Cousins doesn't go ahead and dig you 6 feet under and compare himself to Deshaun Watson, but playing like he's been playing for all these years. I just think it's a Vikings team that we know they're going to be. They haven't really changed much. It's still the same kind of mindset, still same coach. I just don't see things really shaking up here too much this season for the Vikings. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're going to be on that, and they are that in the hunt graphic team that you were talking about earlier, Newt. I see it as honestly, my ceiling for them is about a 10-win team, and that's a great season. That's like Kirk Cousins has finally stepped.
That's Kirk Cousins. That's Kirk Cousins. That's all Kirk Cousins does is 10 wins and lose in the playoffs, and that's it. That's it.
But
that's
I see it more as, honestly, this is a 9-8, 8-9 sort of team.
I mean, I wouldn't like, it's literally, I think the 10 is the ceiling. 8 might be the floor, maybe lower, just because they have a hard schedule coming up, and then you never know what the Packers are going to be and whatever. The Lions could steal a couple or steal one, and the Bears could steal one. It always happens. So.
Yeah, I mean, again, and then it's we know what this division is going to be. We know what they are. I would love for the Lions to surprise us. That's really the only gleaming hope I have in this division. I'm no longer tying my coattails to the immune Aaron Rodgers. And he just, again, there's something there. I don't know if it's a mental block. Some athletes get it or whatever it is. But he hasn't been able to get over that hump. And, you can say that we sit here and overly analyze the game. That's what the fuck we do. ESPN does it. Everybody does it, right? But at the end of the day, Tom Brady has proven that point. And there's that certain stone and mark that's been set. The expectations is you win Super Bowls. That's what you do for your franchise, and he hasn't done it. This is a 12 and above regular season team, easy. 12 win and above regular season team, easy. I have no faith in him in the playoffs anymore, especially without a Devontae-less Aaron, not looking too hot.
All right. Well, okay. Well, that was the NFC North. So is it time for ours? Did we do all the divisions that weren't our divisions? We did the East, AFC East, the South with Kareem. We did the NFC South. We did the NFC North.
Some of us have been taking a lot of vacation time, so I don't think we have
the NFC West and the AFC West. So we'll do those before the NFC East and the AFC North.
Beautiful.
Deal. Okay. So now you wanted to bring something to the table, and it was a great question. So we
Yeah,
usually do arguments at the end of the show, kind of 15 minutes. Should players come to the OTAs or should they stay for mini camp? Was that the correct
that is
wording? Or
correct. And this is the official segment title is, of course, Joe and New Debate. Go ahead.
so my personal opinion,
I got to work on that one. I don't like it.
a lot has been made about OTAs over the years. Why? Because of certain players such as Tom Brady, you say Aaron Donald, we say all these players, they go to OTAs to prove that they can work as a team, they meet the rookies for the first time, they can make connections, stuff like that. So, in my opinion, well, if it's voluntary, why do we make it such a big deal if somebody's working out with their trainer if they feel like it's a better use of their time? You know what I mean? Like, I understand players who say, I'm working with this person, I'm working with that person at a facility that isn't in Pittsburgh, that isn't in Washington, that isn't in such and such place, because that is where they want to train. They have their own technologies, they have their own way of thinking. I get the situation of if you're a wide receiver, you should be there with a rookie quarterback, or you're a new defensive player, you should be there, or a guy like Chase Young, who everybody brings up. And I mean, let's be honest, Hunter, who's a fan of the show and somebody you look up to in the source of knowledge as a Commanders fan.
Wait. Listen, he's a great guy. He's fantastic.
In my
Loves
opinion,
Ethan
I'm
Hunt.
saying his Commander knowledge. In his Commander knowledge, you could respect it in the sense that
I
he
will
has a
say he
lot.
is more of an insider than I am, and when it comes to that knowledge, yes.
Exactly. That's
The
what I
term
mean by
look up
up.
is a little dicey for me. A little dicey for me because
But
I
my
like
point
to
is,
get combative with that man more than anything else, as I do with most people. But
my point
I
is
respect his commander knowledge.
I get it. Here's the difference. If he's missing OTAs because of like Chase Young, like what I've heard, he missed it because of an Under Armour commercial or something like that, then that's a different thing. If he's missing OTAs because he's working closer to home and he is working out, he's keeping everything together, then that's a different story altogether. That's where my line draws. That is where my line is it's voluntary. If you're working out still, it's fine. If you're doing stupid shit, then it's a different thing. But you should be kind of involved a little bit and should show up for at least a little bit of OTAs. Now, people use OTAs to help with contracts. So Terry McLaurin, for example, didn't show up because of a contract dispute. Mika Fitzpatrick
Won that battle.
Didn't come because of his contract. Won that battle.
Yeah.
Bosa. The list goes on and on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the situation you have there. Is guys won't work an extra ounce if you don't pay them correctly, and that's where I agree in the sense of if you're holding out for a contract, that's another thing where I say it's acceptable. So that's my opinion on OTAs.
Listen, I mean, I'm pretty much with you for the most part. This is kind of unfortunately how our debates always go because we're kind of same minded in a lot of these things. I think if you're in a leadership role, like you mentioned with the Chase Young, who listen, the problem that Hunt had, which I agree with, I think the rest of the day one crew that you got did not so much agree with. But the point that Hunter was coming from with Chase Young not showing up to OTAs is he submitted himself as the leader. I mean, it's not like he kind of casually got, prompted as that. It's not like he was the silent leader that fell into the role. By example, he was the vocal, loud, in your face, I am going to be this leader his rookie year. So then to kind of have the attitude when you submit yourself is that and not show up is a little bit like, what the fuck, dude? I mean, the point being, leaders of the team, I think, like you were to your point, need to show up from time to time. Need to at least set examples for the rookies. Like, hey, this is how things go. This is how you should be working. This is what the expectations are. I'm going to give you a little bit of shit. And because they still do that whole fraternity mentality with the rookies. Fine, whatever, who cares? But at the end of the day, you need to show up and set the examples, and this is why this has worked, and this is why I am in the position I'm in. I think that's super crucial to a successful season. And I think you'll see a lot of these teams that are winning Super Bowls that do make it in the playoffs every single year. You'll see that. Now, a lot of people are going to go ahead and say, I don't think Aaron Rodgers has shown up to OTAs in about 12 years. So there's cases where it doesn't happen. Me personally, if I'm coach, if I'm GM, I'm going ahead and saying, like, I need my leaders to at least show up every once in a while, even if it's just showing face to say this is how X and O is done.
No, and I 100% agree, and I see it in that sense too. Is certain players need to be there if they're going to be what they're going to transform to be, and one being Chase Young being the young vocal leader. And like if Najee did the same thing, or in the situation of Chase Claypool,
Right.
who is Chase Claypool is a different story because he is a very talented player, but a knucklehead. So if the knucklehead shit starts
Trying to build his non-existent brand.
bingo, and then you don't show up to OTAs, the media is going to eat that up. So in my opinion, know your worth, know where you are, and just show up to OTAs because that's where Super Bowls really do start, is chemistry with all the young guys, because you don't see those guys until mini camp, which starts in about a couple weeks. So we appreciate everybody for logging in. Joe, do you have anything lasting to say before I go to sponsors?
No, man. Just again, like, leaders show up. That's all we ask. I think if you put yourself, especially if you're those younger guys, like again, like if not, like let's say Kenny comes in, all right, and Kenny blows your mind. I mean, Kenny does everything
All
you
right.
expect Kenny to do.
Calm down.
Okay,
Calm down.
I won't get you too excited. I'll go
Sam
ahead and I'll
Howell.
save you a
Sam
nut
Howell
here.
is who we're focusing on.
I'll save some future.
My
Let's say he
starting
has a great
quarterback. My starting quarterback at this moment in time is Mitch Trubisky. We'll get to Kenny when we get there.
So once Kenny starts week 4,
all right. Can I go to sponsors?
Has a great season, but he's as vocal as a Chase was, or really cements himself in that way through play. You're gonna expect Kenny. The same thing you would expect with Najee, where I think he proved his play. I don't think he really cemented as a leader, right? I think you guys kind of already have your cemented leader, so the case is a little bit different.
Our leaders is 2 guys. Yeah, our leaders is the same 2 guys. I mean, Ben's gone, but the 3 leaders, it has to be Minka, Cam, and TJ. Cam is the local leader. I mean, that's without a doubt. So, but that's what I'm saying. It comes with age. It comes with knowledge. It comes with the game. So, Kenny, I mean, we'll get to Kenny when you get there, and then we'll get to fucking your guys when we get there too. Dotson might be the best wide receiver in his class too. So who knows?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly, man. He may shock the world. Those meaty hands may get you guys more Super Bowls than the Patriots have ever seen.
All right. Well, thank you guys for rocking with us. This is Face of the Franchise. Let's get to our sponsor before we log off. So the first sponsor is Stuck Up Clothing, finest fashion money combined. Go look at their new line on IG, Facebook, and Instagram. Go to their IG, find their website link, and go to their website. They have all the new stuff, some of the nicest clothes money can buy for sure. And don't forget, Seductions by Jax. It's that time of year again. Weddings are coming up. Summertime's coming up. So why not look your best? And she's booked up fast. So go to IG right now. All the
it's like you
on.
have readings, even though I know you don't. It's like we
have readings. I do not have readings, but Eyesight Mobile Eyewear Company. That's Eyesight with an I. Go to their IG, find their new lines, find their new.
You must have been putting motherfuckers to sleep when you had the reading class.
brought to you. And this episode is brought to you by Smooth My Balls, the finest in men's grooming. Get your balls groomed today. Use 4CR20 as a promo code. Get money off your next purchase for the number 4CR and the number 20. That is Little Joe. I am the Pharaoh. Stay breezy, stay easy. One love.
You heard it. News just like Deshaun Watson. Tweet about it. Spread the word. Make sure your kids are aware.
Happy endings in stories, not in hand jobs.